Welcome to the Ideal Spaces Working Group podcast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Ideal Spaces Foundation with a new podcast in our series about the younger generation. And today we have as a guest Christina. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chris, and I'm originally from Ukraine. Right now, I'm living in Germany for 3 years since the war started. I'm studying directing in a Ukrainian university for films and TV. I'm currently live in Baden-Baden, the small touristic city, and I'd like to develop my interests in art and films and music. Yeah.
Okay. When we look at your, let's say, in the widest sense of peer group, and we look at your peer group, at people of a comparable age than as yours, no? In your impression, what are the major characteristics making up your peer group in terms of their aspirations, their hopes, their fears, their worldview? What they hope the most and what they fear the most? To start with this.
Okay, well, I hope the most that the society I'm living in would be paying attention more on things that they really like to do and not to impress somebody, not to be perfect, but to show the real self, what you have in your mind, in yourself, what is inspiring you. For example, my inspiration is people that just being honest with themselves and just make whatever they like to do, and it doesn't matter what the other would think. I would say nowadays we lack this freedom of what we can do, and also in this world of technologies and social media, that everyone can see only the best side of other people. It's really complicated to find the thing that you would like to do. Also, I have a problem with finding myself, of finding the thing that I would like to do the most. And what I would suggest to people that have the same situation as me is just try things that you like, and then you will eventually find out what is best for you. Just trying, and yeah, just do whatever is you feel like it's yours. You feel this peace in yourself. I think that, yeah, the thing I would like to achieve is this peace and calmness. And what do I do? Not rushing somewhere, because everybody, I feel like, is rushing, running for something, and they don't even know if it is what they would like to have. They're just running towards something. And I would like people stop for a second and just relax and do what they like to do. So yeah.
What could be the reasons the people are rushing and running?
I think it's because in our society we see a lot of things, and we see a lot of good things that we think it's good, but it does not necessarily mean that it would be good for you. I think people are rushing because somebody told them to rush. Because, for example, in my university, also the professor says that you have to do something now. You have to already have something. But that's not a point. Like, why we should rush our lives and do what somebody told us to do? I think the main thing is that, just to keep it real and do what you would like to do.
I mean, do you feel in the societal structure that we have today, because if we can use the term like the younger generation, do you feel that there's pressure on the younger generation more from the established generations that came before? Or do you think the internet and social media and technology is trying to create a situation for people that they see that as their new society, for instance?
Well, I think it's both. But I think the main reason is social media and technology, because they're running so fast and they're developing really fast, and everybody thinking is that they should keep up with this rhythm. And so that is the problem. And the problem is that I think back then people did not see as much things that we see. It wasn't like we didn't see as much beautiful people, for example, like a lot of people I know, and I was also like this, that I was rushing for some kind of beauty and everything, because I see instantly a lot of beautiful people on the social media, and back then people just didn't see it, and so they did not compare to everyone they see on the space of social media and everywhere. It's just so overwhelming. I think like the main problem nowadays is just all of this information is so overwhelming, and you see so much that you cannot just find the couple of things that you would like. You're just rushing towards everything you see, everything you think is good, and it doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't mean that all those things would be good for you.
Do you think also that when you meet with your peer group, like with your friends, do you have communication? Do you have sort of an outer world with them besides the internet? I mean, do you have conversations, or are they just, quick statements and then everybody's back to their cell phones, for instance?
Well, actually, in my friend group, we don't have that, which I'm really grateful for and happy about it. So we do have all those conversations, but in the end of the day, we don't have this time to just stop and think about the things we like. We just also feel the need to rush, feel the need to run to keep up with the world.
It's an interesting point. To rush in order to keep up with the world. What is the idea behind it? The idea and the feeling behind it. Why I have to keep up with the world?
To be successful, I guess. Yeah, that's the main thing everybody wants, I guess, to be successful. But to be successful, it does not necessarily mean that we have to have all those things we see on the internet, for example. And I think nowadays the meaning of success is just the idealization of what we do. And I think we just mispoint the meaning of success.
And if success is idealization, what is idealized?
Idealize the life, I don't know, the things we should have. I don't know, success nowadays is about popularity, about money, about things like the more things you have, the better. that is also the problem. The more things you have, the more followers you have, the more money you have. I don't know. Yeah, it just, the more you have, the better. That's the point of success nowadays. And I think that's a false, like that's a missed point of what we really need.
Do you feel like, for instance, let's say you're watching different stations on your cell phone or any technology you have, and you're being given all these images, and you want these things, and then all of a sudden, like, you can't reach those things, you can't attain those things. Is there a tendency with you and your peer group, for instance, to start to isolate, to sort of pull away, and then you feel a bit depressed because you can't get those things? And then in the next step, do you basically get to the point where you sort of want to blame somebody and you blame society for it? You don't look at yourself and say, I shouldn't be doing this, but society's the fault. Is that happening?
Yeah, it is happening. It is happening, and I also thought about that. And yeah, when we are rushing towards those things and we cannot have it, I really feel that people get depressed about that, and then they just forget about to go deep into ourselves and to find the thing that we really like, that really ours. So yeah, it's just about society and about not be able to get out of it and to just go into yourself and understand yourself. We're just too we're just too much out of ourselves, and we're just paying attention too much on the world outside.
Basically, do you also feel that we go through these steps, like, for instance, like we were saying, we go through the whole concept of not being able to get, isolating, depression or frustration, whatever, and then sort of this feel that somebody has to be blamed. Do you think that the younger generation, if we can call it that, also are becoming nihilistic? In the term nihilistic, meaning not wanting to be part of any system, wanting to break away from society as it is?
Yeah, I could say also that. Yeah, I would say when we cannot achieve to be on this level which society wants to be, wants us to be, then we just feel the need to get out of it and make our own bubble. So isolate ourselves and just, that's basically what's happening.
Can you discuss with persons from your peer group about real alternatives in the direction you mentioned it? So that looking at yourself in a way, what I really want as an individual person, what I would really want. No? Is this possible to discuss about topics like this with your friends? Or is this avoided more or less, no? This topic?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the person I'm talking to, but most of the time I have this inner conversation with me, not with people, or with my family more than with my friends. We also have these conversations with friends. Yeah, but it's more of an inner dialogue than with society, because everybody has their own mask, which we show to our friends, our society. We try to impress somebody all the time, to, keep in touch, to, I don't know, have this connection with somebody, but you can be the true self only to yourself, I guess, nowadays. I don't know. Yeah, I have friends that, like, close friends that I could be myself with, but that's a really close group. So you cannot do it with everybody in the society. That's the problem. And the problem is that, yeah, I think we should try our best to, like, I don't know, just when you speak to the society, you just kind of feel the need to do it because, everybody is different. And if you want to keep in touch with a person, you feel the need to show the person that you're matching somehow.
This is an interesting point, a matching what? On logical grounds, the society, who is this society? If not concrete people. And the other point is matching with what? Matching presupposes a kind of ideal, a kind of aim, and this again presupposes a personal conviction. So I want to match this and this and this because I think it is good for me.
Yeah, that's also a point, and I also thought about it just now. And yeah, I think that's on the one hand, it's a bit difficult thing, but on the other hand, if you feel the need to connect with one or the other person, then it means that you like something in this person and you would like to maybe develop this side which this person have. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but that's just the way it is. That's just the way it works, the society.
Okay. And the society means the people who are around you. I'm asking explicitly because I try to understand this inner image. We have an idealization. We cannot match. We have the need for wearing a mask, more or less. So we do not show who we really are, and we are acting in stereotypes in the end. As if you have a mask. Why all this?
That's a good question. Well, this because it's really hard to, as I mentioned before, it's really hard to find yourself in this big world and with all those information. And I think it happens when a person doesn't know who this person is. When you know who you are and when you know what you would like to do, when you know things that you like, and when you know yourself, you would not do that. But before you found it, before you found the things you like, before you found yourself, you will feel the need to do it because you don't know yet what you like. So I think that's why.
Okay.
That's why it applies to, like, most of the time to the younger generation, to people like from 15 till 25, because they haven't found their selves yet. I think for people who is older, they don't act like this because they already, found it.
Okay. When we look at this generation as up to 25, in your impression, what is the biggest danger for this generation?
I think the biggest danger in this generation is isolate yourself this much so you cannot talk to society anymore. the biggest danger is that you go that much into yourself and like isolate yourself, that you're just not able to make it on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think of the biggest fears of your peer group?
Not be successful, not achieve those things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now we think we are young, and I think like there is a lot of hope. And then when you start to realize that you cannot achieve one or the other things, you just got depressed. And
that's driven by social media too, right? I mean, a little bit,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that your peer group, we have an established society, we have an established community, we have established groups, we have a sort of like what we would call a collective consciousness with that, an identity. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the younger generation basically thinks the whole concept of having that collective consciousness and that identity as part of their future is a good thing, or they would just like to see that totally scrapped and start from new?
So you mean? Sorry, can you?
Let's say you talk to your parents, for instance.
Yeah.
And you basically have a conversation with your parents, and your father or your mother basically have this conversation, and they tell you that society should be this way.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way we do things.
Mm-hmm.
The political landscape is like this. The social landscape is like this. And, we need to keep our community together. We need to basically have the same concepts that were passed on to us by their parents. So like in Western society, in Occidental society, we've had this sort of period where everybody passes on, let's say since World War II, if I can use that as a reference, they passed on this sort of historical essence of what a society should be, what a community should be, what a family should be. What I'm asking is the younger generation, the so-called younger generation, do they really want to be part of that anymore, or do they just want to basically say, let's leave that behind and let's find something really new for ourselves?
I think the second option, because I think we are kind of the rebellions here, and we don't want the things that are established in the back to perceive this dynamic. Yeah, I feel like we want to find something new and to just break the rules, kind of. Yeah. But I also would like to add about social media. I don't think that's the only reason that all this happening. There are people who don't have social media, for example, and they still have this problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's more of maybe technology progress. And
it's the pressure of technology, period, let's say. Not just social media, but technology in general.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, just altogether, we cannot blame just social media.
It's the combined effects.
Yeah.
Of this technological background in general.
Yeah.
Okay. Seen from this background you sketched so far, what would be, in a positive sense, let's sketch an imagined space as a positive imagination. How you would like to live, to lead your life. Also, if this life is a kind of space with other people, with other people, how this world could look like.
I would like to say that I would love to see everyone equally, but I think that's not possible because people are different, let's say that. And someone, for example, wants and do search for some kind of information, and somebody just wouldn't like to do that. Somebody would just like to live their life and don't care about anything and do not learn about anything, and that's a problem. So like, not a problem, but that's just the way it is. But for me, I just would like to say that I want every one of us learn as much as possible each day, make our conclusions, and just try to do more every day, try to be responsible for ourselves and not be lazy. I think also laziness and so like this, it's also a huge problem nowadays, because everything, like also because of the technology progress, everything can be really easy and people just don't feel the need to get up from the couch and do something. And just people don't feel the need to research because it's all on the internet. And I feel the biggest problem nowadays is that the biggest part of the society just don't dig enough to find answers, to find the quality information. They just all on the surface, and they just lazy to dig deeper, and they just stay there, and that's a huge problem. That's why technology progress is dangerous to the society, I would say, because they just don't feel the need to go deeper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When we look at the existing technology, and when we return to an imagined space, is there a world imaginable for you where the existent achievements of technology could be combined with the traditional achievements of art, of literature?
Yeah. I would love. So the thing is that I like the topic I have a lot of discussions on with my family, with my friends. It was that I feel like everybody feel it, everybody see it, but we don't talk about as much as we should. Is that back then the art was on the first place. I feel like first of all, humanity needs art. People are really creative. How do you say it? Creations in this world, like we created to create, and I feel like back then people were paying a lot of attention to details, to art, to what they have inside themselves, like their soul. And right now we lack the soul because of the technology progress. But I really, really, really hope that one day in the future we can combine two things. Because right now, because of the technology progress, we like the attention went onto technology progress, and we don't have a time to do art anymore. It's just the switch of the attention we put to. And I hope one day we can combine these two things, because I think that is really, really important that we create something from ourselves, from our souls, that we create art, but we also need the technology. So I really hope that one day we can combine all these two things and find the time for both, for technology and for the art, because we need both. And when we lack one of those things, then the world goes in the, I don't know, the bad place.
Yeah. It's a good position. It's about integration in the end, and it's about time.
Yeah.
You sketched the existing situation. It's characterized by having no time. How we can achieve this time we need. Culture needs time. So technology is a part of culture as well as art. It needs time. Where to get this time?
That's a really good question. And I would say I would find we could find the answer when we go deeper onto ourselves. Because I also started to notice when I, for example, go to the more technology things. I mean, like, for example, social media or like things I have to do in my life. I don't have the time for art. But then when I don't spend like one day or one period of my life, I just realized that I made, for example, in my childhood, I made a lot of art. I made a lot of things with my hands. Like I was drawing a lot and making all those stuff. But then when I started to mature, to getting older, I realized that I have to do this and that and this. So I think to achieve, to find the time for both, first of all, we need to get this realization that we need it. That's the first point. Like all the time, the first point to achieve something is the realization. And when we got this realization, we can do the follow solution conclusions. So first step is to realize the problem, realize that we need it, realize that we need art, not just spend our time for a technology process. And then when we realize it, I think it wouldn't be a problem to find the time for art. Because when you need it, you just do it.
Can I shift the conversation a little bit? We're in a society today where we live in cities, where we live in villages, cities, in conglomerates of people, And what do you see from your point of view as the changes that are necessary to make the city more of a comfortable space for you?
Can you open this topic a little more, this question?
Yeah, for instance, right now in a lot of cities around the world, the cores of the bigger cities are emptying out. People are leaving. There's a lot of like homelessness. There's a lot of empty stores. Business around the world is slowed. So basically there's empty buildings and people in certain cities in different parts of the world are moving out to find a better space for themselves, where there's a little bit of nature, where there's some space, where there's a place where they can get away but still be in the middle of the energy of a city. And I guess what I would like to know is, do you see the concept of living in the city in the future as a prime part of your life, or is the concept of the city a different type of a city, like a more sort of nature-driven city, or a space-driven city, where there's more space and there's not as much tension? Would that be more in your vein the way to go?
Yeah, I would prefer the city with more nature and more space, of course, because as I mentioned before, in a bigger city, when everything is tension and you get a lot of pressure on you, it's just hard to feel free. I guess it's hard to pay attention on the things you would like to do. Just get lost in this chaos, and the feeling I get from today's society, from the space I live in, is just that I'm lost because it's so much happening. It's so overwhelming, and you just get lost in all of those things, just too much. So yeah, of course, I would prefer to find something that is middle of this things happening around me, but also the place where I have this space for myself to, be quiet, be in peace with myself, and to figure things out as I want it to be, and not what the society moving around me wants to see me. So we need to, first of all, I think also the really, really important thing in our world is that we need to find this peace, find this place when we can be when we can combine nature and the tempo of our lives. So I feel like we need to get more close with the nature, because that's what that's a part of us, basically. So we should not run from this. We should find a place, a space when we can combine those two things, because it's also like the thing with the art. We need both.
Mhm.
And what do you think about there's a number of niche movements in different countries right now where younger people are saying, we want to move back and live 100% in the forest and nature and the jungles, whatever you want. They don't want to be in any city structure. Do you see that as an option?
Well, I get what you mean, and I think actually each of us had this thought in our minds, because also that's what we came from the nature. And I don't know if that would be an option, because for someone, yes, but not for the most amount of society of people, of course. So yeah, I think for the most for the most people, we need to find this peace to combine two things, because it's how I mentioned before, one cannot be apart from the other. Like, we need both. So yeah, for somebody, yes, like it's also, as for example, for the bigger city, like some people really like this tempo, really like to be in this flow, and yeah, it's okay for them. And someone would like to live in the forest and like forget about everybody else, about everything, about the world. So, but for the most amount of people, it will be would be perfect, I think, to combine those two things. That's how it works.
In a positive sense, it's a question about an ideal city, about an ideal space as a place where a humane living deserving the name can unfold. And then, of course, we need both nature and culture. Okay. From your side, are there any important aspects you want to address? So we can only ask, but what is important
Yeah.
for you. Yeah.
So, first of all, one of the most important things in our world and our society is to connect with each other, is to help each other, is to stand for each other.
Mhm.
I feel that society cannot live without it, cannot exist without it. So I think in each situation, we need to find our ways to understand the person and be sincere. I feel also that sincerity is one of the most important things we can provide, we can show to the world, and to be fair in the first place with yourself. And to also the other really, 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 really important thing, I think that's the most important thing, is that we need to take time to make sure that we are acknowledge all the thing we're talking about. We need to go deep in the things we want to share with the world. We want to talk about. We need to stand up for our beds, for our couches, and do something and search and research. And only after this we can talk properly on one or the other topic and make this world a better place.
Mhm.
So we'd like to thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the conversation. You like to add something? Yes.
Yes. I would also add something. May I say that what happened? Or
Yeah, go ahead.
so I would like to honor an important person that has passed a week ago. And the one thing that he believed in is that we have to spread love to each other, because love is the way.
And would you like to inform how this person passed?
He committed suicide. And he did it because he went so deep onto himself that he couldn't find a way up. So that's why we need to open our eyes and help each other and stand for each other. And don't think about ourselves that much. We need to be a society, we need to be a community, and we need to, anything, doesn't matter what happened, we need to do it with love and kindness and sincerity. And we need to be courage, just as he was.
Many thanks for this conversation.
And we need to be strong.
Well, this minute in any case. This minute in any case. And we need community. and empathy. Hmm?
Yes.
Many
It's really a
things.
question of humanity.
Yes.
In the
We need
end.
to be humans in the
Yeah.
first place.
Okay. I finish?
Rest in peace, Gian. I hope you found it.